Hello and welcome back to the another episode of Daily Quiz for IAS Prelims 2025. It is 22nd September today, and in this video we are going to derive questions from these articles which are on the slide, which are actually taken from the newspaper. If you are the first time visitor of this channel, then let me introduce this initiative to you guys. Every day in this video we discuss three types of questions. The first set of questions is from the current affairs. We take up the most important articles from the newspaper. We derive them down into the simplest language possible, and we derive some prelims based questions from those articles so that it will help you connect well with your prelims preparation and also give you the idea how the prelims based questions can come from the current affairs. So it prepares you very well for your next prelims exam. And the another set of questions which we discuss here is from the static topic. As you know, we had started discussing static topics here too, and we had started with the Indian polity. And today we are going to derive some questions from the citizenship. In this, we are going to discuss Article 6. And at the end of our discussion, we'll derive some previous year questions, we'll discuss them, we'll find out the ways and methods by which we can solve those questions and how to implement that, and we will find out how to implement that knowledge in your next exam. So this is all about this initiative. You know, Before we start discussing, I would like to request you guys, please do note these questions somewhere. These would be very much helpful for you because when your exams would be near and you would want to revise your current affairs, it would take a lot of time for you to revise current affairs and you would need a lot of material for that. So if you had these questions with you, you just have to revise these questions. It will definitely connect you with your current affairs as well as it will boost your confidence before entering the exam hall. So please do write down these questions somewhere or at least take the screenshot of these questions. These are very much important for you guys. And another thing which I want to express here is please do subscribe the channel and share it with your friends so that they may also get benefited from this initiative. Now with this, without any delay, let's have a look at the first topic from which we are going to derive the questions. It is actually about the India's growing trade deficit. The report came out with respect to the month of July and August, and we are seeing that India is growing in trade deficit. We are going into the huge phase of trade deficit. The imports are increasing in our country and the exports are reducing. So is it alarming? Is it concerning? This is the question which we need to know. Usually if a country is going through a trade deficit, it does not mean that it is concerning for that country. But every developing country or even developed countries have this trend of going through trade deficit. Even though it shows some weaknesses in our domestic market, but it also shows the demand which it can also show the demand which the country is going through. It can also show the growth of economy which the country is going through. Even in simpler terms, it can be understood that this is not good. If it is growing at the very high speed, then it is not good. But usually trade deficit is something which a country can tolerate and usually what countries go through. We have this trade deficit with many countries with whom we trade, so it is not a big deal. But right now, why this topic came, why we are discussing this topic, because from last 2 months this trade deficit has increased to the highest levels as compared to the earlier months. So that is the reason we have taken this article. And to understand what this trade deficit is, we should know that when imports are going up and the exports are reducing, this is what the trade deficit is. There is a significant difference in the balance of payments in the current account. So this is what we need to know about the trade deficit, and with respect to this we will solve a question. Then the another article which was in the news is about the increasing cases of ransomware attacks in the India. The reason for that is because we are shifting towards the digital transactions, we are shifting towards the digital media. Everything is controlled digitally now, and there are chances that these ransomware attacks are increasing in number. So what are these ransomware attacks? It is the malicious software which encrypts your data and it shows to the user that your data has been encrypted, and if you want to open that data you have to pay the ransomware for that. So this is all about it in this article. It will, in nutshell, what we have to understand in this, that these ransomware attacks are increasing because of our shift towards the digital economy, because of our shift towards the digital media, the works which we do on the computer. This has raised the concerns of the ransomware attacks. So with respect to this, we will solve a prelims based question. Then the another article which was in the news is about the impact of antibiotics on the bowel disease. It is a new research is going on about it, how the overuse of antibiotics can lead to the irritable bowel disease. Patients usually suffer in this disease. Patients usually suffer from constant diarrhea, nausea, and weakness, weight loss. It is said that what these antibiotics do they weaken the they weaken the membrane, mucous membrane, and because of that the microbes which are in the intestines, they damage them, that it damages the internal tissues of the intestine, and it leads to the ulcers and others. It leads to ulcers and inflammation of the intestines, and at the end it impacts the human health. It can be very much dangerous. So in nutshell, what the author here wants to say, that the overuse of antibiotics can lead to the irritable bowel syndrome, irritable bowel disease in various patients, and this research was done on a mice, and it was found out it is very much true. Then the another article, it was about the extension of Vivad Se Vishwas scheme. It is about this scheme. It is about it is about the default tax defaults which the payers go through, and how they can solve those defaults. It is with respect that the government has brought this scheme, and we will understand it better in when we solve the questions with respect to it. Right now, what we need to know about this, what is the context behind this topic here, that the government has extended this scheme. Now then the another article, it is about the CLVDTA agreement. This was the agreement between the Colombia, Laos, and Vietnam. It is the trade agreement, but unfortunately, Colombia, they had decided to withdraw from this agreement. You know, this agreement was signed in 1999 between the Colombia, Laos, and Vietnam. And right now, the Colombia has decided to quit this agreement because they are very much inclined towards the China. And from it is said that because of the influence of the China, they are withdrawing from this agreement. After that, there was another topic. It is about the Russia-China naval exercise. The name of this naval exercise is Bibu Interaction 2024. It is conducted on the Sea of Japan, so we should know about this naval exercise. After solving these questions, we will go to the static topic, solve a question on the static topic, and finally we will solve a few previous year questions, so that you will get the proper idea how the questions do actually come. So by discussing this slide, I hope you had understood the context why we are discussing these. Now let us solve the questions on these articles so that you will get the better idea about it. Here, the first question is, which of the following statements correctly describe the implications of a trade deficit for an economy? Here, as we are seeing that the trade deficit in India is increasing because of the increase in number of the imports and decrease in number of the exports. So let us see what can be the impact of this on an economy. First statement, a trade deficit indicates that a country imports more goods and services than exports. 100% correct. This is what the actual definition of trade deficit is. Second statement, a persistent trade deficit can lead to depreciation of the national currency. It is 100% correct. If it is very much persistent, it can lead to the depreciation of the national currency. Third statement, trade deficits can negatively impact domestic industries by increasing competition from foreign products. 100% correct. It can negatively increase the it can negatively impact the domestic industries. It can increase by increasing the competition from the foreign products. And the fourth statement here, a trade deficit is always a sign of a weak economy. No, it is totally incorrect. trade deficit is not always the sign of a weak economy. Even the stronger economies tend to have the trade deficit, because this trade deficit may also show that the willingness of the country in buying things, the capability of a country in buying products. So this is not a sign of a weak economy always. So statement 4 is incorrect with respect to this question. So if we will answer this question, the correct statements are statement 1, statement 2 and statement 3 only. And from the code given below, the correct code is option B. With this, I hope you had understood the topic, why it was in the news, and you had got the basic concept about it. Now with this, let's move to the another question. It is about the ransomware attacks. It says which of the following statements about ransomware attacks are correct. First statement, ransomware is a type of malicious software that encrypts a victim's data and demands payment for its release. 100% correct. This is what we understood when we discussed about it. And why we are discussing this, because the trends of ransomware attacks in India are increasing. The first statement is correct. Statement 2, ransomware attacks can only target individual computers and not entire networks or organizations. No, it is incorrect. It majorly targets bigger networks rather than individual computers. It can target individual computers too, but they tend to target bigger networks, because they if they will target the bigger networks, then only they can get the ransom for their attacks. So for example, they won't get anything by targeting my laptop, because I won't pay anything to them. If they will target the computers of the because in bigger industries or bigger institutions, they may get something from that. So statement 2 is very much incorrect. Coming to the statement 3, payments of ransom does not guarantee the recovery of the encrypted data. 100% correct. You cannot we can't guarantee that if we pay the ransom that they will release our data. So statement 3 is also correct. Statement 4, regular data backups are an effective strategy to mitigate the impact of ransomware attacks. 100% correct. So with respect to this question, the correct statements are statement 1, statement 3 and statement 4, and from the code given below, the correct code is option C. So with this, I hope you had understood this topic also, and you had got the concept why we were studying this topic. You had got the context of this question. Now with this, let's the another question here. It talks about which of the following statements about irritable bowel disease are correct. Why we are studying this, because we saw that how antibiotics can lead to the increase in the irritable bowel disease. So here, what are the symptoms? Which of the following statements are correct with respect to the irritable bowel syndrome? First statement, IBD includes two primary conditions, Crohn's disease and ulcerative colitis. 100% correct. Statement 2, IBD is primarily characterized by a structural abnormality in the intestine. No, it is not primarily structural abnormality, but it is the functional abnormality. So statement 2 is incorrect. Coming to the statement 3, common symptoms of IBD can include abdominal pain, diarrhea and weight loss. 100% correct. Statement 4, IBD is considered an autoimmune disease where the immune system attacks the digestive tract. It is also considered autoimmune disease. So statement 4 is also correct. So with respect to this question, the correct statements are statement 1, statement 3 and statement 4, and from the code given below, the correct code is option C. So by understanding this question, I hope you had understood the topic, and you had also got the context why we are discussing this question. Now with this, let's move to the another here. It says which of the following statements regarding the Vivad Se Vishwas scheme are correct. We are seeing that it has been extended. Now let's get the basic idea about the scheme. The first statement, the scheme aims to resolve tax disputes pending at various levels, including appellate authorities. 100% correct. It aims at resolving these tax disputes. Statement 2, under the scheme, taxpayers are required to pay only the disputed tax amount with penalties and interest waived. 100% correct. Statement 3, the scheme was introduced as a part of the Finance Act 2020. Correct. Statement 4, it is applicable only to direct taxes and not covered indirect taxes. It is totally incorrect. It is applicable to both. So here, with respect to this question, the correct statements are statement 1, statement 2 and statement 3 only. And from the code given below, the correct code is option B. With this, let's move to the another here. It talks about the Colombia, Laos, Vietnam Development Cooperation Agreement. Here the question says, which of the following statements regarding the CLVDTA is in South Asia are correct. We saw that we discussed this because the Colombia withdraw from this agreement. The first statement is the CLVDTA agreement aims to enhance economic cooperation and development among Cambodia, Laos, and Vietnam. 100% correct. But unfortunately, Cambodia withdrew from this agreement. Statement 2, the agreement focuses on trade facilitation, investment, promotion, and infrastructural development in the region. 100% correct. Statement 3, CLVDTA is part of a broader ASEAN initiative to integrate the South Asian economies. 100% correct. Statement 4, the agreement includes provisions for military cooperation among the signatory countries. No, there are no provisions for military cooperation. So statement 4 is incorrect. So with respect to this question, the correct statements are statement 1, statement 2, and statement 3. And from the code given below, the correct code is option B. With this, let's move to the last question from the affairs. It talks about the BBUI interaction is a naval exercise between which of the following countries. We discussed this. It is the naval exercise between which country? Is it between China and Pakistan? No. Is it between USA and India? No. Is it between Russia and India? No. Is it between China and Russia? 100% correct. So correct statement answer to this question is option D, and it is conducted on the Sea of Japan. So with this we complete the discussion with respect to the current affairs. Now let's move to the next part, which is discussing the static topic today. Here today's question with respect to static topic is here. The question says, which of the following statements about Article 6 of the Indian Constitution are correct? Here statement 1, Article 6 deals with the rights of citizenship for people who migrated to India from Pakistan before a specified date before 100% correct. Statement 1 is correct. Statement 2, Article 6 provides for the protection of the rights of minorities in India. No. Incorrect. Statement 3, it specifies different provisions for migrants from East Pakistan and West Pakistan. 100% correct. Statement 4, Article 6 is applicable only to individuals of Bengali descent. No, it is totally incorrect. So with respect to this question, the correct statements are statement 1 and statement 3 only. So with this we complete today's question from the static topic 2. Now let's move to the last part of our discussion, which is discussing the previous year questions. Here the first question is, Lord Mountbatten came to India as a viceroy with specific instruction to, first statement, balkanize the Indian subcontinent. Totally incorrect. Keep India united if possible. It is the correct option for this. So Lord Mountbatten came to India as a viceroy with specific instruction to keep India united if possible. Statement, let's have a look at the other statements too. C, accept Jinnah's demand for Pakistan. No. Statement D, pursued the Congress to accept partition. No, this is also incorrect. So here with respect to this question, the correct statement is option B. Now moving to the last question of today's discussion, it says, when the Indian Muslims League was inducted into the interim government in 1946, Liaquat Ali Khan was assigned the portfolio of Foreign Affairs. No. Home Ministry. No. Defense Ministry. No. Finance Ministry. 100% correct. So here the correct answer is for this question is option C. So with this we conclude today's discussion. I hope you would like the video. I hope you would share it with your friends, and please do subscribe the channel and watch the full video. I hope you are watching till now. Thank you for staying with me. Thank you very much. Have a nice day.